Vegetables are a very interesting topic, and it may not seem like it, but it is because from such a young age, we are kind of taught this idea that vegetables are not good for us or that we won't like them. You watch your cartoons where the kids won't eat their peas as the parents try to force them to. So that kind of sets a precedent as we go through life that we're already on an uphill battle when it comes to getting the nourishment that our bodies need, as vegetables are a great source of that. And that's why we kind of need to trick ourselves into doing different things that might guide us into chasing vegetables and a healthier lifestyle. And one of those ways could be, it could look like really getting into cooking. So you're learning new recipes that involve more vegetables, and that could push you into eating better. But I think that another great way to do that, that is not only better for you, but better for the environment, is to grow your own garden just as I have. There are many things that go into it that you might think, hey, it's going to be kind of hard to get into, but that's not quite the case. Anybody can really do it. Like, I am in a rural setting, which allows for a little bit more leeway in how I go about things. But even if you're in an urban environment, there are solutions to growing vegetables. As Wageningen University in the Netherlands did a study on communal gardening, showed that even in cities, people found ways to get their gardening done, and it had a very positive impact on the people and their neighbors. And they did that through rooftop gardening, growing herbs and things like that in their window sills, to growing peppers out on their balconies. You know, as we see in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. And uh, those containers, they are a great way of growing vegetables that even we find in an article called that, containing container gardening, a way of growing vegetables, that it doesn't have to be just in the ground that you grow things. It is through um, raised garden boxes, or just, as I spoke of a second ago, rooftop gardens. I myself, in my garden, built raised boxes, which allow me to control the soil a whole lot better, which is something Dr. Helen Del, Delicatios says is really good about growing your own vegetables, as you control what goes into the soil, unlike with industrial gardening where you're getting all kinds of pesticides and all sorts of different funky things sprayed on the vegetables that go into your body and the environment, and they hurt things that you may not want or realize. Um, so that leads to you, with your own garden, choosing what goes into the soil. And me, with my garden, I use this Foxglove Grow Big, which is fully organic and has the basic compounds that are not pure chemicals to create a healthier vegetable and a healthier way of eating for me and my family. Now, that's not the only way that we can control that. There is, when you think of when you buy your vegetables at the grocery store, um, Monique Allen in her article found that any produce you buy normally travels up to 1,500 miles. Now, when we're thinking about the environment and global warming, that is something that really has a big impact. Those carbon emissions are what really drives a stake into the issue. So we find ourselves, through growing our own garden, able to go on and do things better for not just our family, but our neighborhood and eventually our environment, because we aren't outputting these things into the soil, into the air that normally drive things to be awful and that have led to what we see in increased global warming issues. And that is a great, great, great reason for keeping yourself healthy through gardening. Now, there's other ways too, such as exercise, that lead us where you may not get enough exercise. Having a garden allows for that. I myself am a little bit exercise aversion. I have a little bit of exercise aversion, and through figuring out how to build these boxes and getting out and weeding and taking care of the garden, I get exercise that I normally wouldn't. And that is something that is really helpful for everybody involved. So, in closing, I want to tell you that growing a garden is better than going to the grocery store. Everything involved is about it is just better for you, the environment, and your community. So, if you're thinking about it or you're on the fence and just want to eat more vegetables, we can take a look at what Nicole Flowers Carmel says, that people who garden eat more vegetables. And that is, if that's your goal, that is one of the best ways to go about doing it.